RFK Jr., an environmental lawyer, is going to kill Americans because he does not believe in science. He is running around. Just listen to what he said.
Know what a healthy child is supposed to look like. I'm looking at kids as I walk through the airports today, as I walk down the street, and I see these kids that are just overburdened with mitochondrial challenges, with inflammation. You can tell from their faces, from their body movements, and from their lack of social connection. And I know that that's not how our children are supposed to look.
Let me ask something, Pumps.
Okay.
What does he think when he sees Kanks in his hand and his puffy eyes and the muffin top Kanks and the diaper? I've heard it stinks. What in his, I guess now lawyers, you could be a doctor now, Pumps. Yeah. I wonder how he views that, because I'm not a doctor. And I see that and I think, oh my God, we've got a 911 situation here. This guy looks like he's about to drop dead.
Well, you know what RFK said to Trump? He was in such great health, he didn't have to do the challenge because he's such a great golfer. This guy is the biggest fraud. And I'm telling you, Americans are going to die. There is full stop, because he does not believe in expertise or science. And you are seeing a mass exodus from the Centers for Disease Control. That is the agency that keeps us safe. Let's put this up. We have in a New York Times, in an extraordinary turn, Susan Montaraz, the CDC director, said she would not resign after Robert F. Kennedy Jr. says she must quit or be fired. And the reason that he wants to fire her is because she believes in science. So let me just state this in the simplest terms that you can. An agency that has been devoted, the health Secretary of Health and Human Services, is dedicated to science and keeping America safe through science. R.F. Kennedy Jr. is not a doctor. He is not a scientist, and he is firing scientists because they do not believe in his bullshit conspiracy theorists. He does not believe in vaccines. And so people are quitting, because if you are a scientist and you're devoted to medicine and making people better, when some dipshit says he can walk through the airport and diagnose what's wrong with kids, it's fucking witch doctor shit. I mean, it is witch doctor all day long. I cannot believe this is happening in the United States of America.
Not to mention the way he speaks about autism in such a demeaning and disparaging way, and what damage that is doing to the community of people that have autism. So that is something, the attack on people that have autism is something that's really breathtaking to me. And then stopping any form of real scientific exploration into this. And I think what's going to be next, you guys, is he is going to start banning vaccines. That is going to be the next stage of this. He is a prolific anti-vaxxer. Vaccines have saved millions and millions of lives worldwide. But this is an authoritarian play. They put in non-experts. They put in dipshits. All of this is by design. And so RFK and Donald Trump, when I see the two of them, I think, God, they don't look good. They don't look very healthy. And they're lecturing everybody on health and fitness and wellness and all of these things. And it's a grift. I don't know what RFK Jr.'s deal is, but I do know that I've seen footage of him talking about staging a bear homicide in Central Park. I do know he cut off a whale's head and drove it somewhere. I do know that he claimed he was a terrible student until he started taking heroin. So for me as a layman, if I need medical advice, just on those three statements alone, I'm going to say, oh, and you're a lawyer on top of that. I think I'll stick to the scientific and medical community to treat my problems.
And the problem with this is, I mean, he's already saying you cannot get a COVID vaccine unless you have certain underlying conditions and you're of a certain age. He believes in this herd immunity thing with measles, mumps, rubella, all of those things. So I 100% agree. But this doesn't only set back people now in the United States. This is going to have a generational effect because the best scientists are going to other countries to continue their research. So you have Trump shutting down all research with different universities that are state of the art and so far ahead of other countries. They are now shutting down the funding, and RFK is saying, oh, we don't believe in science. We believe in the eye test. So another person that left the CDC is Dr. Dmitri. He is in charge of immunology and respiratory illnesses. And he made a really long resignation post, but I thought there were a couple things that it's super long. So skip over to the next slide for me, Kylie. I am unable to serve in an environment that treats CDC as a tool to generate policies and materials that do not reflect scientific reality and are designed to hurt rather than to improve public's health. Now, what does that tell you? It's like this Darwinian thing, like we have all these super Christians, but to me, it seems like RFK is wanting the survival of the fittest, and naturally that's going to be all white rich men that can do that. But, it's not looking good for Trump. And then go to the next one, and I just want to point this one out. I have always been the first to challenge science and public health in my career and was excited for the opportunity to do it again. Skipping forward, at a hearing, Secretary Kennedy said that Americans should not take medical advice from him. To the contrary, an appropriately briefed and inquisitive secretary should be a source of health information for the people he serves. As it stands now, I must agree with him that it should not be considered a source for accurate information. And in 7 months, he has not been briefed on the science by the CDC.
Let's take a quick moment. We want to thank you guys for supporting our channel. And it's really important that you help us with our sponsors. Today, our sponsor, rather appropriately, is ZocDoc. And I have these rash sometimes when the seasons change, and I really needed to see a dermatologist. It's difficult to navigate the healthcare system, who takes your insurance, who doesn't, who can get you in within 24 to 48 hours. ZocDoc, my favorite app, you can book in-network appointments with more than 100,000 doctors across every specialty, from mental health to dental health, primary care to urgent care, and more. You can filter for doctors who take insurance, are located nearby, and are a good fit for any medical need you may have, and are highly rated by verified patients. Appointments made through ZocDoc can also happen fast, typically within 24 to 72 hours of booking. More often than not, you can get the same day appointments. So listeners, stop putting off those doctor's appointments and go to ZocDoc.com/IHIP to find and instantly book top-rated doctors today. That's ZocDoc.com/IHIP, ZocDoc.com/IHIP.
And one thing I just wanted to add is that this made me so mad. Talk about missing the point. Dr. Dmitri posts this on Twitter. The responses, because he has he, him, his, the right-wing manosphere start saying, well, we told you all we need to know about that. And I just thought, you would rather people die than tolerate a pronoun. That's how far off the mark they are. They would rather people die of diseases and lack of prevention than pronouns. It's absolutely mind-boggling. But then we have another big move from RFK Jr., and this is Senator Blumenthal, and he highlights the CDC quietly scaled back a surveillance program for foodborne illnesses. And Senator Blumenthal says, remember the Boar's Head listeria outbreak that killed 10 people and made 60 plus ill, where a key CDC program will no longer be monitoring for listeria and other foodborne illnesses. Without early detection and intervention, more people will get seriously sick and die. We're talking about E. coli, all of the things that make people sick and infect them. It's just unbelievable that it's Darwinian to me. It really is.
I don't think I can say that it's Darwinian, because that is something that has been established within the scientific community. Darwinism has been studied. Darwinism has been fact checked, data checked, peer reviewed, etc. This is dipshitism. To even compare this to any sort of scientific method or proven scientific fact, where people that are like geek out on reading stuff, doing exams, they are saying, prove my hypothesis wrong, prove me wrong. We're dying to get to the truth. To even compare Charles Darwin or Darwinism to this dipshits and lack of expertise and lack of study. And I've got an idea. I'm an attorney and I'm going to start giving medical advice. As a person who likes the work of Charles Darwin, I can't even make that link, because this is the majority of the MAGA people that at least I saw at January 6th. It looks to me like, these people are not super fit, and health trickles down. And if you look at Kanks all the way down, this is not looking very good. So
my point on that is, and I agree with you on Darwin, but I'm just saying it's the survival of the fittest. If you get sick and die, that's fine. We don't want sick people. We don't want poor people. We only want the strong to survive. And that's where I see it. So please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and we will be back with more news.